Welcome. In the previous video tutorial, we discussed about all the first three test cases. Okay. Next, we go with the fourth test case. Test with empty username and valid password such that login must get failed. So it is a reverse of the previous test case. Here you are not providing any username, blank password, username and valid password. So the priority is the optional. Then the registered user password means it is your precondition. You have to be registered for the any Gmail account. Test input, that is empty username and valid password, that test data that you have to provide. Then steps to be executed is leave the username empty in the user ID and enter a valid password in the password field. Then you have to click on the submit button. That steps you have to follow. Then the expected result is proper error message must be displayed and prompt to enter login, means the error message should be displayed like you have to provide the proper username, or the username should not be blank. Okay. Then the actual result that you have to note down whether you are logged in to the account or not able to log in. That result you have to write observed, that is actual result. Then you have to write your test case is pass or failed, and here in this field you have to write any comments. Next we go with the next test case. Test with empty username and empty password and check if login fails. So this is the means you are not registered for this. Here you are not providing any input, either username or password. Then the steps that to be executed is enter nothing in the mail ID, and that is user ID and password field. Click on the submit. So what is the expected? The proper error message should be displayed, that provide a username and password, provide the proper username and ID or password, or it should not be blank, like. Then the actual output that you have to observe. Then write the test cases pass or failed, then any comment. Then next test case is check of the password is masked on the screen, that is password must be in bullet or asterisk. Password should not be visible, as you know all that basic concepts. Okay, it must be in a bullet or any asterisk, any symbol. So some passwords, that is the register means the condition, the test data, that test data is some password that can be registered or unregistered. So if you just type in the password field, okay, it should not display the characters. It should be in a bullet or asterisk form. The steps to be executed is enter the password field with some characters, any character or symbol, any symbol or any number, anything. The expected output is password field should display the characters in the asterisk or bullets such that the password is not visible on the screen. And then you have to write the actual, what the observed output. then test case is pass or fail, and comments. Then we go with the next test case. Check if the login function handles case activity. Okay, the case, uppercase, lowercase, priority, then the precondition that registered user's password, which originally in lowercase, change it to uppercase or vice versa. You have to change the case of the character. Then the test input is case changed username or password. Suppose if your the username is small anil dot nk, so that you have to change it as capital A small nil dot nk. So just change it and you provide in a username and password. The steps to be executed is enter the case changed username or password in the respective field and click on the button. The login must, that expected login must fail, saying incorrect username and password. This is the expected output. So you have to here write down the what the actual observed, what you are written observed, that you have to write in this row, and the test case is pass or failed, then the comment. Next test case is test case 8 id. After logging in, try to copy or cut the password and paste it on another screen. That is, password are usually in star or bullet form such that it should not be visible on the screen. Means after login, you just copy the username and password and paste it on in any other file, but it should not be visible. The priority and precondition, the test input, registered user login ID and password you have to provide. The steps to be executed is enter username and password in the respective field and copy the password field's content, which is in the star or bullet form. Then third is paste the content on another screen or any notepad and all the application. Then the expected is the password should not get pasted or password should not be visible on the screen. It should not be visible. The actual output that you should note down the result what you are observed and write the test case as pass or failed, then any comment. The next test case, ninth one, verify account lock. That you are verify the account is locked or not. So for that you have to provide the test input data is registered user login ID and incorrect password. You are providing incorrect password here. What is the steps to execute? Try to log in with a registered username and incorrect password for more than 3 times. If you have provided the incorrect password more than 3 times, then your account should be locked. Okay, so that you know while using a net banking account and all. So in ATM also, if you are used, if your the password ATM pin is 3 times your password is wrong, then your account is locked. So likewise in this login, the expected result is the account should be locked and access should be granted only after getting certain assurance from the user. So if your account is locked, so you have to the application, it should be unlocked by getting some certain assurance from the user. So you have to note down that what the result that you are observed, and you have to write the test cases pass or failed, then comment. The next case is check if on selecting back button after logging out, if the user is not signed in, means you are provided the username and password, logged into the account. After logging in, you are clicking on the back button, but after log out, that is, if you click on the logout button, the user is not signed. You should not able to sign in. So that the test data that you have to provide is registered username and password. Then log in with registered username and password. Then second is once you are logged in, sign out of the site. You are logged out. Then press the back button. So when you press the back button, the expected result is user should not be signed into his account, rather a general web page must be visible. So you should not be signed in, rather some error message should display. Then the actual output that you should note down the result that what you are observed. Okay, so you should be both match expected and actual, then only your test case will be pass. Otherwise it will be failed. Then write some comments. The next test case is verify the URL without logging into the site. Verifying the URL of the web page. So just provide the registered username and password. Then the steps to be executed is log in to the site using registered username and password. Then second, copy and save. You are logged in. Then second, copy and save the URL of that logged in page. Then log out of the site. Then paste the copied URL on the browser. So the expected means the URL should not redirect to logged in page, but to a logged out page of the site. So that is very important, this one, and they have to compare with you have to observe what the actual output is occurred. Then write the test cases pass or fail, then comments. The next is the last test case is automatic logout of the site when pressing backspace button. The user must be registered condition. The input is registered username and password. The steps to be executed is log into the site using proper registered username and password. Then click on the, now press the backspace button. The user must log out of the site properly by pressing the backspace. That is the expected, and you should note down that what the result that you are observed. Then write the test case if it is pass or fail. If both is expected and actual output, if both are match, then you have to write the test case is pass or fail, then any comment. So you have to follow all these test fields, that the fields that are writing the test case ID, test cases, priority, precondition, input, test data that you are providing, then steps to be executed, and the expected result, actual result. If both these are matches, actual and expected, then your test case is pass, otherwise is fail. That whatever is that you have to write, either pass or fail, then any comment. So this is the way how you have to write the test cases. This is the example for login page. Thank you.